bleeding everywhere.
I want to let you know I'm in Orlando, and I did the shooting.
I moved out here to be closer to him. You just see a picture. I see the whole story, a whole life, his whole life. I'm Christine Leinonen.
And your son's name?
Christopher Andrew Leinonen.
Wait, I can't.
He was a sweetheart. He was nice. Christopher had friends galore. When he was in high school, I said, how can you have 100 friends? I don't get it, because our house was always full. So they'd be watching video games, watching movies. He would force me to watch an occasional movie. I still don't like movies, but I make a point of trying to watch one movie a month to honor Christopher. There's 7 picters up here that I keep up here because those were 7 pictures he had on his walls. And this is where we went out to eat, me and Juan and Christopher. He's like, Mom, I think I met the man that I'm going to marry. And that was just so, I'm like, really? That was Juan.
That night, do you remember the last conversation you had with him?
Yes, they had a long, hot day at SeaWorld. They're ready to go home and just chill out, drink some wine, watch some movies, and that was going to be it. So I have an insomnia problem, so I went to bed at midnight, and then I got up before 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like on Facebook, and I see Brandon Wolf. He was one of Christopher's best friends.
Wow.
He's like, there's been a shooting at the club. I hope my friends are okay. So I called Brandon, and I said, was Christopher with you? And he said, yes.
The night at Pulse nightclub was the best time ever. Patience, right, and I survived what happened. I was with my friend at the time, Tiara, and her cousin, Akira.
Did you guys just hear that it was Latin night at this club and wanted to go check it out?
We just wanted to have fun. We just wanted to find somewhere to have fun that night. And then in a matter of a few seconds, everything was changed, and we're looking at people bleeding on the floor.
Hey, what you need from you is a triage team. We need to start pulling them out right now.
Akira and I went back into the club because Tira was still inside. We kind of got wrapped up in what everyone else was doing because we felt just like this rush of the crowd.
Keep going, come on, keep going.
I don't remember seeing him, but I remember hearing his footsteps.
Hey, I got someone shot back here. I need some help.
I remember hearing his footsteps and then him firing into the background. But I only was focused on my right leg because the bullet that entered this leg shattered my femur. And that's when I looked down at my legs and I saw that I was shot. And I looked across from me and I saw that my friend was shot and her cousin was shot. So it was a lot of coming to terms after the fact of what actually happened. Just being in those moments of not knowing if you're gonna be saved. It really is scary. Every single moment was terrifying. Every single second was terrifying. And it felt like a long holding of your breath, not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing if the gunman was going to come into the stall and just shoot you in the face. It was a lot of just tenseness and panic.
Dozens were held hostage for 3 hours or more inside the club.
An Orlando area woman who says she was shot a dozen times.
Armed with a handgun and assault rifle.
The final moments of being in the Pulse nightclub shooting were nothing short of just unbelievable. The gunman actually came into our stall. He was literally hovering over us, going to one person and shot them, went to another person and shot them. And then at the final shot, before it went off, the person that was literally laying next to me got closer, and I felt their warmth on my body. I felt their breath in my ear. And then the gunman shot again, and then that person right next to me screamed. And that's when the wall came crashing down.
The FBI conducted an investigation, including an interview with McKean.
At this point, 21 out of 50 people who were killed in this shooting have been identified.
Ron Hopper, Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI in Orlando. So I got a text message around 2:30 in the morning, close to 2:30, and it said, "Hey boss, don't know if this is legit, but I'm hearing there's a hostage situation in Orlando, and the guy is claiming to be ISIS."
Terrorism in Orlando pledges something to the Islamic State.
The evidence showed that he probably chose the Pulse nightclub because he happened to find parking at the Pulse nightclub.
When you got there, the shooter was still not in custody. It was still an active scene.
Keep walking.
We were still removing people from what we call the warm zone, or the area that's still a danger.
Hey, I got someone shot back here. I need some help.
The shooter had been pushed back into the women's restroom.
So I could see through like this little like hole in all of the grate, the light flashing from the gunfire going back and forth.
So once the shootout happened with the SWAT team and the situation was contained, the shooter was down, mass carnage and devastation. And just a general feeling of sadness to see all the lives that had been innocently taken. In the shooting, it was 194 rounds in 3 minutes. And just to see the aftermath of that was, incredibly sad.
We need a count of how many patients have come into you.
We were receiving a patient every minute in the first half hour. This was obviously on a scale that we've not seen before.
Do you see the paramedics? Is he bleeding?
Dr. Michael Cheatham, and I'm one of the trauma and burn surgeons here. It had literally occurred 2,100 feet from our door. So I was here for
Sunday at 2 a.m. through till Monday night.
Yeah, it was definitely all hands on deck.
Make sure you apply some pressure to where she shot at.
We had 400 plus team members who came in that morning. They weren't on duty. It was very hectic.
2 people to grab people put on the stretcher. Talk to the medic.
Our trauma bay at that point had 6 beds. We had about 10 to 12 patients in there at that time because of the large volume.
Back up.
How long was it before you saw the last victims come in?
So we had all of the victims that we were going to hear by about 5:30. A total of 53 that were injured. They have injuries that will affect them the rest of their life, both physically and mentally. It was a devastating night for many families. We saw that in their faces, and we learned a great deal that night about how to not only take care of victims and their families, but also how to take care of our own team, because it did have an impact on many people.
Stop.
Stop. My son was at home.
I was trying to get through there, and there was this cop blocking over there, and I was like, look, I'm trying to get to my son.
What you should do is go wait somewhere nearby that's not in the middle of this and wait for a phone call.
Well, they said there's a lot of dead bodies at the club. That's a crime scene. They can't identify anybody. So it could be hours and hours.
Christine Lyonen grabbed me on camera, a lot of emotion, not knowing where her son was, squeezed me tight, and cried on my shoulder.
We're just begging you, where is my son? And they're just ignoring me.
We do not know the update on her son this evening as well.
Before this point, you were willing to go in there yourself?
Oh my God, I would have gone in there. In my mind, already I was thinking, I will go in there, find Christopher, put him on my back.
Recovering from being shot in the Pulse nightclub shooting was very gruesome. It was very excruciating. Just that process of learning how to even move your legs again, it was so painful. It was so painful. And there wasn't any glamorous part of this where I can say, yeah, I felt like this champion. No, I felt like a victim every day. And it was several days after. And it's been a long time since I really had to talk about this. My friend at the time, her mom, actually told me that Akira didn't make it. So determined, and she was a leader. And even in the final moments, that is very much so true. Even from when she went back into the club with no hesitation, from being the one that actually closed the stall door, it was very hard for me because we made it out. We actually made it outside of the club. And I wish I had more moments with her, but she had such a bright future ahead of her.
When he was right there next to you, does your mind ever go back to that? If you were just sitting in a different position that could have been here? It's kind of surreal to think that if I didn't make it, my son would not be here. So it further reinforces the miracle of even surviving something like that.
It truly was, I think, a miracle. Everyone who arrived at ORMC alive survived. 3 months before Pulse, we had a large-scale mock disaster drill, and the premise of that drill was that it was an active shooter on a local college campus. We realized that all of the planning that we had put into place paid off.
We want to do this memorial right and make a place where you can visit.
This is not a sight to see, just to come and look at it. This means something to people.
That was emotional to see those coming down, knowing what they went through.
You'll never get over something like this, something so tragic.
The bathrooms were especially challenging to see getting them off.
A lot of mixed emotions. A lot of the mixed emotions with the demolition of the club, because I can understand both sides of the parents who feel like perhaps part of their child is still in that space, and perhaps they feel the energy whenever they go there.
Why are they doing this and putting my heart through, 10 years later? It's like I thought my heart had already felt all the pain it could possibly feel.
There are some people that don't want to see this building go. Some people think that it's going to leave and they're going to lose some of their family members or friends, that piece of them. What do you say to those people?
Well, the family members felt very strongly that the memorial should be on the Pulse location. So that did not include or does not allow maintaining the building.
I also understand for those who are still stuck in that place of pain and darkness and trapped in that depression, how having a fresh start could be good.
Sometimes you got to tear things down to build them up better.
I pray that this will be a time now that we can come together and remember, and it be, again, a safe space for people.
Music, of course, like the creation process of music heals my nervous system. I do believe that God did spare my life to do something in this earth, whether it is to enact change in somebody else, to not give up on themselves. So even 10 years later, some people are still stuck in that place of pain and stuck in that place of darkness. I wrote a song called Champion that was inspired by this overcoming experience of just moving through the pain. Asking literally in the song for the Lord to come save this world because so much is happening. And that song is so resonant today when you look at the events that are going on today.
You met President Obama, correct? What was that experience like?
The moment where he actually wrote on my journal and he wrote dream, big dreams. And that I still have that journal and I look at that literally like every week. I look at that journal. I pray that every day that I am not missing the mark.
Some required therapy. Some people decided that healthcare was not for them.
And how did you handle it?
I relied on my faith. My wife drove and brought me dinner that night, and we just sat in the car and talked about all that we had seen and done at the hospital that day. So everyone copes with an event like this in their own way.
Absolutely the most horrific scene that I have been either involved with or tasked with leading in my career so far. I probably think about it at some point almost daily, not from a trauma perspective, but from a lessons learned or experience gain perspective. And lessons that have been learned are being preached and taught even right now as we talk here today.
10 years later, is it surreal to think it's been this long?
It's crazy. And some things have gotten a lot easier and some things they just refresh back. Everybody says, well, at least you have the memories, but it's not just the memories. If you're my child and I'm looking at you, I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what kind of old man you're gonna be. We see way beyond your lifespan and it just all disappeared. It's unfortunate that so many mothers have to go through this to understand the pain, the lifetime of pain that I just realize it's just something that is just going to be part of me until I die.
I have like a weird mixed feeling with the word survivor. I do love the word champion, however, because it feels so empowering and it feels like, yes, I've gone through something, but I'm the victor over that situation as opposed to a victim. You get to decide how your story ends. You get to decide how you choose to honor the life of the person and the people that you lost in that tragedy. So don't give up in the fight, even if it's hard. Just keep moving.
If you had a message for Christopher, what would it be?
I would tell him that, unfortunately, I'm still fighting for your honor, for your legacy, that they're trying to make a tourist trap out of your death, and that I'm still fighting for you.
You